My self-esteem lesson this week is competitive smarts. Now, you might think that's a business line, but it's not. I mean competitive smarts in terms of people you're talking to. Here's what I mean. You ought to try to read one fiction and one nonfiction book on the New York Times bestseller list at a minimum. So pick a book that's on the bestseller list, fiction, one that's on the bestseller list, nonfiction, they usually have a top 10 or 15, and read it. Now, I don't mean read it over the course of 2 years. I mean read it in the next 2 weeks. So you're always reading a book like this because it makes you an object of interest. It's easier in social situations to talk about things that are on people's minds. If you can't read the book, read a book review. If you can't see the movie, read a movie review. If you can't make the play, read a play review. But it enables you, at least conversationally, to talk intelligently about things that are on people's minds. In business, I think you could see that that would be a necessity, but it's also extremely important in social situations. Read the Wall Street Journal every day. Whether you're in business or not, it tells you what's going on in the world. Read the New York Times on Sunday. Both of these papers, by the way, have great arts sections, and the Times has a great sports section. So a guy on Facebook the other day who says he stopped reading newspapers, stopped listening to television, doesn't take in news anymore at all, depresses him. I said, you must be the most boring guy on earth to be near. I hate to be with you at a party. I said, how do you know what's going on? He said, oh, I get it from Twitter and Facebook. I said, in other words, all you know are rumors. Take a look at things that you're not clear about, but could learn about without much trouble. In other words, learn about classical music. Learn about opera. If you talk about Vivaldi, and Vivaldi's often played everywhere because of things like the Four Seasons. There was a movie called The Four Seasons. Most weddings have a Vivaldi piece. Understand that Vivaldi was a Baroque composer. He wasn't classical or romantic. He was a Baroque composer. So was Pachelbel. So was Telemann. These are conversation pieces. It's important to know. And you can learn just by attending a concert. We contribute to the local Bel Canto Opera, and we go once a year to an opera competition they hold, 6 finalists from around the country. And so I learn what a countertenor is. I learn what an alto is as compared to a soprano. I learn what these movements are about, and voice control, and tremolo, and vibrato, or whatever. And so I learned something about it. I'm not an expert, but I'm conversant. And that's the point. So learn something about the arts. Learn something about art itself. Do you know anything about Picasso, or Pollock, or Van Gogh, which is actually the way you pronounce Van Gogh's name? Do you know anything about people who have paintings that everyone else talks about and that are in exhibitions all over the world? Do you know what pointillism is? Do you know what's interesting about the lighting on the Mona Lisa? Take a few minutes to learn these things. Learn something about sports. I tease my friends in Europe all the time about cricket, which I find deadly dull, but I understand cricket. I pretend I don't, but I do. I know Australian rules, which I think is one of the most exciting games in the world, and it's only played basically around Melbourne in Australia, as far as I know. It's a fabulous game. So besides the sports I'm really interested in, I know about other sports as well. I know how to score a darts game, believe it or not, and I play pool. Hate billiards, but I understand billiards. And so the more you know about sports, the more you can talk to people about sports. Here's the point. You don't have to be an expert. You need to be able to converse. Because the more you converse, the more you're an object of interest. And the more you're an object of interest, the more people want to be around you. That will enhance your self-esteem. It will make you feel better about yourself, and it will make other people feel better about you too. That's not a bad equation at all.